Do you want to become a freelance writer but have no idea how to actually get paying clients? Look, I totally get it. The first few months, I had no idea what I was doing as a freelance writer. But now that I've gotten it figured out and understand exactly where to get clients and how to actually keep them, now I'm easily able to earn $5,000 to $7,000 a month only working part-time. So it's something that I know you can do, but sometimes you just need the momentum of actually getting that first client to get the ball rolling and show yourself that you can do it. Hey everybody, my name is Leonard and I'm the creator of Inspire Your Success. And I want to show you here today 5 different ways that you can start landing clients and actually getting paid to write words online. Now, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people still don't really believe. Like, I'll talk to so many people, whether I'm at the golf course or out at a bar or anywhere else, and people are like, what are some of the ways you make money as an entrepreneur online? And I'll be like, well, you can be a writer, you can be a podcaster, all these things. And they're just baffled. They really don't understand it. And writing has been one of the biggest ways that I've been able to earn money since leaving my 9-to-5 back in 2017. And so it's one of those things, though, that if you don't know where to get clients, then it can be very frustrating. You can get down on yourself. You can probably go back to a 9-to-5 if you want. Like, you just kind of feel frustrated. But again, if you know how to get them, you can easily do it. So the first place that I recommend going to is just free job boards. Now, for one of those is like ProBlogger.com. It's an unbelievable site. And honestly, all you need to do is to go on and follow the instructions on there for the specific writing gig. Now, everyone's going to be different. So some of the people might require that you have a portfolio or that you submit pieces or that you actually send them a pitch. Like, all those things are going to depend on each different job listing. But one of the things that I've found is that you really need to separate yourself with a good pitch on these job boards, because the free ones which means everyone can access them. So it's going to be very competitive. It's not just you on there. There's thousands of other writers. I'll give you a great example. I actually have a golf client now, and he's been one of my favorite clients. I've loved writing for him. I'm a huge golfer, so I was able to find a golf writing gig. It's still crazy. And I remember seeing it on Pro Blogger one day, and I wasn't going on there for a golf job. Like, I was trying to get personal finance and personal development content, but I saw this, felt an intuition to apply, and I ended up getting the job. I sent him a whole thing about my backstory, about us being a golfer, being a writer, being able to blend them. I gave him a really cool story, and he ended up getting me the job, and I've been writing for nearly 8 months now. And the craziest thing is that I asked him one time, I said, how many people actually apply to a golf writer position? That's kind of a niche thing. And he goes, over 200 people applied, and I was the one that get it. So it was crazy, but he's like, I just loved your story, I loved your pitch. So doing job boards like that is great, but you have to realize it's going to be competitive and you need to stand out. So whether that's having great samples, whether it's reaching out in a different way. For example, on that one, I was actually just supposed to email him and have my pitch, but I also went to his website. I found a contact us link, I found an email, and then I followed up as well. So it's one of those things where you don't just send one, and if you don't hear anything, just say, oh, I guess it wasn't for me. There's 200 applications sometimes for these jobs, so you need to actually follow up, because probably 80% of people don't follow up, so that already puts you into that second tier. And then if you're actually qualified and you have the skills to do it, you can absolutely land the job. So make sure to check out the link down below that I have. I have 50 places to get different jobs, and I have at least 5 different job boards that I recommend other than Pro Blogger. So make sure to check that link down below. And if you're feeling this content and you want more of it, make sure to subscribe, as I'm going to have a ton of freelance writing content for you. So number 2 is actually just finding websites that you want to write for and going to them, finding a contact page, and a lot of them will have even a write for us. So for example, I love motivational content, and one of the sites that I regularly went on was fearlessmotivation.com. And I went on to Fearless Motivation, and they had a Write For Us section. So this was in the beginning of my freelance writing career. I was really just trying to get my portfolio built up, and I was actually just looking for a guest post. And I was able to do that, and I ended up writing, I think it was 2 to 3 guest posts. Again, they weren't long. They were like 800 words. It was really stuff I liked writing about. It was about motivational content, success habits, things like that. And it was really cool. So I got published on there. I was like, wow, I'm like a real writer now. Like I'm on a huge website. They get millions of views every month on their YouTube and on their blog. So I thought it was really cool. And I realized like, hey, if I'm writing for them, I wrote a few guest posts and they published them, clearly I got to be good, right? Like I got to be good enough. So I simply reached out after the third guest post. I kind of built some rapport with the editor, who actually ended up being also the creator of the site. And he was like, yeah, I love this stuff that you're writing so far. Like, let's give it a shot. No problem. And I've been writing for them for over a year now. I have like 100 different articles on there, and it's gotten me other jobs as well. So it's one of those things that had I not reached out, like you just wouldn't have had the opportunity. So find websites that you already are reading and figure out who's writing this content. Somebody's got to be doing it. Why isn't it you? So go on there, find a write for us or a contact us. Email editors, email the site creator, whoever it is. Just go on there, do a free guest post or two at first, kind of build some rapport, show that you're a good writer. If you're already more experienced, you might not need to do the free guest post because you can say, hey, I've already been featured in XYZ. Like you can actually check these out and then see if they have any writing positions available. And if you don't hear back, or if they said, hey, not right now, don't be like down on yourself or feel like you failed, because a lot of times they just already have enough writers. But what I have found with writing is that people come and go. So make sure to check back every month, be like, hey, just following up, still love the content. Like, do you still have, are you still filled with your writing positions? Are you guys still accepting anyone? Things like that. Just kind of keep that conversation open. And if you get published in other magazines or other websites that you think can help, make sure to let them know. So again, just keep that stream of communication open. All right, number 3 is Upwork. Now, Upwork is a content mill, and a lot of writers will tell you on YouTube and other blogs that it's terrible, don't do it, all this negative stuff. And here's the thing, Upwork was the first place I ever got a job. I was so excited. I got paid like $65 for a writing article about golf, once again. But it was one of those things where I was like, whoa, I actually can get paid. Now, look, $65 isn't going to change my life, of course, but it will change your mindset and your belief with yourself as a writer. So don't count off Upwork. I'm not saying you should work there all the time and take low-paying gigs, none of that. But if you're a brand new writer and you don't have any experience and you don't have any skills and you don't have a writing samples yet, you have to start somewhere. Everybody starts at the bottom, right? So make sure that you go to those sites and just find jobs. Make sure they're paying enough. I don't want you to take 1 cent a word articles or some crazy low rate. Like, that's not the goal. If it doesn't fit, fine. But again, remember, with Upwork, it's just like a job board. So it is going to be super, super competitive. To give you an example, I actually have hired writers and podcast people and audio engineers and all these things for my stuff, and you would not believe how many applicants you get within like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. I remember the first job I ever posted looking for some writing help on my site, I think I got 100 different applicants within 3 to 4 days. So remember, it is going to be competitive. There's going to be a lot of people on there, and it's not always going to be that easy to land a gig. So make sure you differentiate yourself with that pitch, just like in step 1, so that way you can find out how you can separate yourself from all those other writers. All right, number 4. And again, if you guys are liking this content, make sure to like it. I want to make sure I'm producing content that you guys are looking for. So hit that like button, and if you want more of it, make sure to subscribe. So number 4 is going to be LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a growing platform that I can't recommend enough. LinkedIn was recently purchased by Microsoft, so they are just continually expanding. They are growing. They got purchased for like $26 billion. So LinkedIn is not going anywhere. We got so much stuff with social media. We got Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, all this noise out there. But if you're looking to get freelance writing clients, one of the best places I found is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has a few advantages over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. One of them is that it is less crowded. It's way less saturated out there. So that's going to be huge. Your content can actually get found. You can actually reach out to people and establish some rapport, build real connections on there, unlike other social media platforms, because there's so much noise on there. So the other thing is that people are there for business. Like, people aren't posting drunk selfies and all this other stupid stuff that we see on Instagram and Facebook. So that's one of the things that you can actually conduct B2B. You can actually find people that need writers. And one of the things that I recommend doing is just updating your profile, making it very well known to your audience and to people searching that you are a copywriter or a content writer or whatever you are, so that way people can actually find you within the search results. So make it very clear, have some of your samples attached to your profile, and a ton of other ways you can do it. But just, again, make sure you have a good LinkedIn presence, you have your background, you have samples, and you're showing yourself in that best light, so that way you can find some people from that site, because I promise they're going to be the high-paying ones, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be continually doing business. Some of my best work has came from LinkedIn. Number 5 is cold pitching. Now, cold pitching is one of those things that a lot of writers avoid from. They shy away. They don't want it. If you don't know, cold pitching is basically me just finding a site, kind of like the number 2 where you're doing guest posts, but just finding businesses and then asking them, hey, do you need writers? Like, obviously in a much better way, but you're basically pitching your services, you're pitching your value and what you can bring to the client. It's not about you, it's what you can do for them. So that's the biggest mistake I see with so many freelance writers. Well, one is that they don't even do it, because why? It has rejection. I remember when I first started out, I sent like 50 emails in one day. I was like, I need clients. I need to get some money going here. And I sent like 50 emails. I think I got 2 clients out of it. But hey, you know what? That 50 emails took me like an hour to send, and I got 2 clients that paid thousands and thousands of dollars. So it was well worth my time. But cold pitching does have rejection. You do have to have some negotiation skills. You might need to get on a Zoom call or a FaceTime, or actually pick up the phone sometimes. But if you're just getting started, you want to actually get clients, you got to let them know that you're out there. It's, again, a competitive space. So if you're someone that is just starting out, it might not be easy, but you have to do it if you really want to land it. And the thing is, too, with cold pitching is that you can actually get some really cool clients, because you're reaching out directly to who you want to write for, as opposed to job boards and Upwork and some of those places that are kind of more general, broad stuff. This is how you can get some really big deals. And for me personally, I've actually landed a few retainer deals from this. So it's like $2, $3, $4 a month. So that way you're consistently writing for them. You're able to build rapport, you're able to grow your income, but it all comes from putting yourself out there. So don't be scared of it. Rejection's just a myth. Remember that. Rejection is part of the drill. It happens in sales, it happens in writing. Anytime you're putting yourself out there, it's going to be part of the process. But at the end of the day, it can lead to some huge clients. So again, the 5 ways, just to do a quick recap, are job boards, reaching out to websites for guest posts, Upwork, LinkedIn, and cold pitching. If you use those 5 strategies, I am super confident that you can easily start making your first $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 a month as a writer. And if you want to scale it, you can absolutely do that. I know writers that make $20,000 to $25,000 a month. Now, again, they didn't get there overnight, but they got there from developing their skills, learning how to find the highest paying clients, provide tons of value, and always deliver. So don't count yourself out if you're just getting started. Get the ball rolling by getting some of these first few clients, and hopefully you can start making money as a writer. So if you like this content, again, make sure to give it a like down below. If you want more of this content about how to quit your job, how to make money online as a writer, podcaster, and all these other ways, make sure you subscribe so you never miss it, because it can just take one idea to change your life forever. So hopefully you guys like this. Again, if you have any comments, hit me up in the comment box down below. Thank you so much again for being here, and I hope you have an epic day.